Have you ever felt triggered by something or someone and you couldn't really quite understand why? Or maybe you've noticed some repeating patterns in your life, whether it's in a relationship or career or even your self-worth. These moments often point to something deeper in ourselves, that deeper than we even realize. It's like the deep part of you that you unconsciously just kind of hide away. The parts that we don't want to look at, our shadow. So today I wanted to talk about shadow work. What is it? Why is it so powerful? And how we can use it to heal and transform our lives, to become the highest version of self so that we are just unbothered. I am in my unbothered era and I'm learning the shadow work too, and we'll learn as we go, right? No one's perfect, but we are taking those necessary steps to grow. Hello, my beautiful souls. My name is Ashley, and I'm so happy you're here today. All right, let's just get into it. By the way, don't mind my background. That is my lunch I just had. I am at work right now, so I'm like, you know what? Let's just make a video. Let's just talk. What exactly is shadow work? Where did it come from? What is it? The term shadow was first introduced by Carl Jung. Carl Jung was a famous psychologist who described it as the unconscious parts of ourselves that we suppress or deny. These could be our fears, insecurities, past wounds, or even aspects of ourselves we were taught were wrong or unacceptable growing up. So for me, growing up as the youngest of a big family, I often felt like my voice was never heard, my voice didn't matter. I became really good at just staying quiet and just did my own thing, and I just kept my feelings inside and avoid conflict at all costs. But of course, it wasn't until I gotten older and realized this pattern was also showing up in my adult relationships as well, where I hesitated to fully express myself or take up space. We go through a lot of trial and error, but then when you realize it, that's when you can start learning what shadow work is, just like I have. Finally, I'm just like, okay, what is wrong with me? Something's off here. Let me go figure it out. And that's when I truly learned shadow work and what it was. I discovered how much I abandoned my own needs in my attempt to keep the peace. So shadow work helped me recognize this. And more importantly, it gave me the tools to heal and rewrite the narrative. So how do we know what's in our shadow? So the tricky thing about the shadow is that we're often unaware of it, but there are signs that we can look out for. If something or someone makes you feel an intense emotional reaction, like anger, jealousy, or deep sadness, it's like touching a hidden wound. If you keep attracting the same types of people or situations, then your shadow might be at play. For example, like if you struggled with setting a boundary, you might have noticed a pattern of people taking advantage of your kindness. Another thing is your inner critic. Self-sabotage, the little voice inside your head that says you're not good enough, or you'll fail, or no, it's too scary, don't do it. That's often the shadow speaking. I can't speak for everyone, but I'm sure we all doubted ourselves at some point, and we have to face that fear and heal ourselves from that. Even with starting my YouTube channel, I know I wanted to do my YouTube, but then I was really off and on. Self-doubt always settles in some way or another, and then I stop. I believe I've grown to a point where I now push myself through my shadow. So here are some ways where you can actually start shadow work. So number one is journaling. Journaling is a form of conscious reflection. Writing things down is such a game changer, and it's so underrated. You can write down what triggers you the most and why. What parts of myself do I hide from others? And what beliefs did I inherit from my childhood that may not be serving me anymore? So these are all good questions to ask yourself, to journal it down so that you could really reflect on how you deeply feel inside. Ooh, number two is a big one. Inner child healing. Oh my gosh. Many of our shadows actually stem from our inner child. I do believe that we are all just children in adult bodies. A powerful practice to connect with your inner child is reconnect with it by meditation. meditating and just sitting with yourself and reconnecting back to your inner child to give them the love and reassurance that they needed. Be be the adult you needed when you were a child, right? So I was reading this Reiki book one time, and there was a meditation practice in there to connect with my inner child. It asked me to reconnect with the first thing that I could think of, like what trauma did I have when I was a child? And I thought about it, I'm like, I don't know, but I guess the first thing that could come to your mind, like for me, I remember I was alone a lot. Even though I'm the youngest of 9, a lot of my siblings were either out, they were married, and so I was like the youngest. And I just remember always playing by myself, and um, I learned a lot of things by myself, like even cutting my hair, dyeing my own hair, doing my own nails. Like I always did things by myself. I think that's why I'm such a doer now, and it's a good and a bad thing, being so self-reliant, self-independent. So growing up, I always had FOMO because I really wanted to connect with my sisters. I really wanted to have friends and all that stuff. And I always wanted to have somebody there. But when I reflected back on my inner child, I truly only had myself. And it made me realize now how great that is, that I didn't even realize, like I kind of forgot that part of my life. I never really understood until now that all I really had is myself. I have myself, and that's all I really need. And I think that's when I just accepted it, that wow, it was kind of an emotional experience for me, but it was like a good emotional experience. But yeah, that was my inner child healing. Always wanting to have someone there, always wanted to have a partner, but really all I needed was to understand that I have myself. I got my back. So yeah, I would definitely recommend for you guys to reconnect with your inner child. That's like one of the main thing that helped me too. Just try sitting there and just go back to a time where when you had trauma, or and just heal that girl, like, hey, you are not alone. I am here for you and I love you so much. And give yourself a hug. And it feels really good. You don't realize it'll work, but it does, okay? Number 3 is meditation and sound healing. Meditation helps us access the subconscious mind where our shadow lives. Sound healing, like using singing bowls or tuning forks, can also help release trapped emotions. The funny thing was, I was showing my mom my singing bowls when she came to visit, and as I was playing it for her, she was like, "Ew, what is this?" Like, she's still, I gotta give her grace, but she was just like, "What is this? How come like this sound? It sounds scary. It sounds like sad. It sounds like I don't know if I like the sound of it." But it made me realize that yeah, it does have like a sad feeling to it, but it really is releasing those trapped emotions, those trapped wounds that you feel deep inside, and then it makes you feel uncomfortable because you don't want those feelings to come out. You just want to be happy, but then these sad emotions are coming out, and the thing is, just let it come out. So as I was playing it, literally 10 seconds in, she knocked out. My mom is really tough love, so she was just like, this sounds like bad. And of course, she's just gonna say what she says. I just kind of let it be because she's never experienced it before, so of course it sounds bad, but whatever. And so I kept playing it, and literally 10 seconds in, she knocked out and was snoring away, and I was just laughing because I'm like, I mean, it sounds bad, but it's working. So yeah, do not underestimate singing bowls or tuning forks with sound healing. Like, they have sound healing videos all over YouTube. I have one video of my sound healing, and go ahead and go listen to it. Just listen to any sound healing sound healing bowls or singing bowls.
You want.
Examine how it makes you feel. If it makes you feel sad or like weird, those are just emotions that need to come out, and that's okay. Feel those emotions, feel it out, and just let yourself, if you need to cry it out. Reconnect with yourself and heal that. Okay, when we integrate shadow work into our healing journey, we actually become a lot more whole. We stop running away from ourselves and start accepting ourselves for who we are, all parts of it. And the more we do this work, the more we step into our power, and the more we step into our higher self. So for me, shadow work helped me break free from old stories about my voice not mattering. It made me break free from self-sabotage. It gave me the confidence to even start this channel, to speak my truth, and step fully into my purpose. And the beautiful thing is, this is an ongoing journey. Healing isn't about fixing every part of you, because of course no one is perfect. It's actually about learning to love and accept you for who you are, even the messy parts. I hope this video gave you guys some insight on what shadow work is and how it can help you heal and transform your life. If you're on this journey, know that you're not alone. Let's connect. But do let me know in the comments below if you have ever done shadow work and what's something that you discovered about yourself. Anyway, if you guys haven't noticed already, my channel is all about healing, spiritual growth, and life. So if you guys want to follow along on my journey, please give me a like and subscribe. And I am sending you guys a lot of love and light on your healing journey too. Until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!